Go. The stream is live and live,
Hey,
live. Hey D, good, great to see you. How you
seems
doing?
here, majestic Mitch. I
Well, delightful D. Yeah, we're back from the CFESA Annual. We missed you there. You
know.
had a couple of personal events to take care of, but I'm here to bring you up to speed and bring you up to date. It was a chock full of activities over the past 3 days in Savannah, Georgia. Savannah is like such a beautiful city.
Yeah,
Um,
annual,
so
right? So it's 3 days compared to the regional, which is just a day. So full packed, I'm
it
sure.
was so packed. It was really great to see a lot of our partners, our clients, and a lot of the industry leaders. So just to dive into it and give you like kind of like a TLDR what happened. So Sunday we arrived, and conference registration. We stayed at the JW Marriott at the Plant River District, right there on the riverfront in Savannah. The river leads out to the Atlantic Ocean. So beautiful venue. Honestly, I think it was a much more beautiful venue than the last year. Although last
Mhm.
year was also equally as nice, but really tough to do. But beautiful hotel that they had there. And on the first day, for a lot of the first timers, there was the CFESA 101 to talk about what CFESA is all about. And then we had the presidentials or the president's welcome reception at the Electro Bar. So essentially, picture this: there was a bar up on the sixth floor overlooking the river, and it was like a two-level bar, and there was like a slide going down from the top to the bottom, and then there you could play games at the bottom, and then they had a lot of great southern food, but yeah, most importantly were a lot of the conversations that we had there. So I got the chance to catch up with Roy Dockery, who is actually on the board of advisors of CFESA. So this is a great initiative actually brought about by one of our partners, Nathan Miller
Oh,
from
no.
Coastline Cooling. And he was the architect behind creating this advisory board to kind of like bring in people who are not even in commercial food equipment to bring an outside in outlook
Perspective.
on it.
Yep.
So Roy works with a lot of technology and data outside and finance. So he brings in an overview from those industries into CFESA, and really the industry overall. If you diversify and bring in a fresh perspective from other industries, then it's really beneficial to it, because that way you have the capability to like expand on it, and to a certain level or degree, I feel the same way about us at Origo, right? We bring in a macroscopic view across the different value streams, where we're not commercial food equipment service providers per se, but every commercial food service provider needs to run a back office, right? They need to get their business done and get everything going, right? So like for example, like on some of the partners that you work with, right? You've seen like some of those areas which are critical to it. Like what are some of the areas that you feel are critical to a
Customer,
commercial food equipment service business to run?
customer service after hours, right?
Yeah,
There are missed
definitely.
opportunities. Yep, there are missed opportunities there, in terms of customers reaching out, asking for a dispatch, but then again there's no availability, but we can help certainly on that regard, right? And
Right.
even in terms, from a billing perspective, reviewer, invoicer, that relationship, while our customers here in the US are still sleeping, we can actually do the preparation, the estimates, and all the timesheet review for you guys, and review it so that when onshore comes in, it's all ready, right? It's being prepared by our special
Right.
elves, that we call them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like as they say, when you're in a restaurant, right? They need to prepare the food, right? So you need your grill to be working, and so if you miss out on that chance, it's a big missed steak for everyone. So, but
Correct. But don't.
Yeah, and so yeah, aside from that, also you got to bill your customers, right? And you got to prepare those invoices, and you got to order the parts. And you need to also pay, your if, for example, you don't have in-house technicians and you work with contractors, you got to pay them too, through your accounts payable process. And you got to make sure you're not paying them twice for the same job, right? And got to keep that diligent. Otherwise, that's a great way for you to run your business to the ground and give away free money, which none of our entrepreneur friends would want to do.
Yes, yes.
And then
But
on Monday,
yeah,
sorry, Tuesday.
no, I was gonna say because Monday, the meatiest part, right? I want to hear Monday.
Yeah. My Monday. We had an activity. One of the highlights was there's this activity called "Sweat the Small Stuff." It's thinking and designing moments. So I think this is one thing that really resonated, and because like you and I are customer experience professionals, right? Like we have spent like 2 decades in customer experience. Obviously, you started when you were 4, and I started when I was 5. We started young, but yeah, the past 2 decades in customer experience, and they brought in Doug Johnson, and Doug Johnson is actually he's a recipient of the Experience Management Award. He was recognized creator of experiences. He works for Endeavor Health. So Endeavor Health is a hospital system based out of the Chicagoland area, and they really excel in delivering the best patient experience. And so again, it was another awakening, or like another aha moment for another industry to come in and provide a productive perspective to the food service industry. And what Doug talked about was, he talked about a couple of things about anything from in the hospital, like how the signs are designed, how you make your patients really feel great. They had this fund that they put together, which is like for any unusual requests that you could easily draw out. Like, for example, there's this patient that he talked about, like, was there for 2 or 3 weeks being treated, and the patient really missed her pet pug, right? So they brought the pug over, cleared it with all the medical people, and then brought the pug over for half a day. And then after the pug had left, she was really crying and missed her pug. And so what they did is they bought this stuffed toy pug, and that looked just like her pug.
Amazing.
Right. And those are the things that like or like they would ask for something like something out of the blue, right? I want some cookie dough or whatever, which is not available in the hospital, so they find somebody to run out or get an Uber Eats to bring it in, or a DoorDash. Those are for a customer, that's huge. And then he also talked about the employee experience as well, where they have hot chocolate days, and but he said, personally, I couldn't take hot chocolate because he's lactose intolerant. But then again, the hospital or the Endeavor Health system said is like, we have hot chocolate days, but they're available in oat, soy, normal dairy, whole
See,
milk, and everything. So just those small details go a long way for you to say I care about you, and that it is a differentiator. And I think in the food equipment service, commercial food equipment service, that's one of the things that is not really thought so well about, to a certain fault or degree. They just think that come in, fix the equipment, I'm
correct.
out. That sort of thing.
That's it. That's but this reminds me from a customer experience perspective. You were talking about, right? It's the experience, right? Maya Angelou was like saying, people may not remember what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. And this is so spot on, right?
Exactly. And again, it goes back to our core value, right? Client obsession, right, is one of the core values at Origo. And because of that, our theme for the year is
Yep. Service
service,
excellence.
right? So because through service excellence you deliver that. And that's how we also picture working with our clients, is that we deliver that service excellence. We take care of our people, who will take care of our clients, who will take care of our clients and customers, and everything falls into place. That's the best way to run into business. So yeah,
100%.
so that was one of the highlights of the day there. We also had a discussion with agents and service managers, and President Nick Cribb, outgoing President Nick Cribb, because there's a new president who was elected, and a new board that was part of the whole CFESA conference. So essentially talked about some of the issues in the service industry right now. So a couple of them include the shortage of technicians, and then there was also the discussion about robotics and AI, very similar to what we talked about in Milwaukee as well. He was talking about like how Miso Robotics is, bringing in a robotic arm for the fryer and everything, and how that would affect the capability to service it. And so yeah, they believe that it isn't a threat really, because these robot arms carry the same kind of mechanical components as well that commercial food equipment would have. It have you know gyros and bearings, and those stuff, that so they can be really trained to have the technicians also continue to service them. So and that the consensus or agreement was that these steps, robotics and AI, would not replace people per se, but would really complement or augment their capabilities to do higher value stuff, which you know
Agree.
pretty much very similar to the we're not working on, we already have a live work order automation product. So which is why Origo is now an AI enabled service team. And that we say AI enabled because we're not just pure AI. I mean, that work order still needs that human touch to be able to give you that warm fuzzy feeling to our customers, of course, and to our technicians. But we're just doing it faster, cheaper, and more efficiently, and more, I would say, accurately, right? Because those repetitive tasks are
Correct.
within the system, when automated, will will move away from any mistakes that are in them as well. So yeah, they talked about it. They also talked about IoT, the Internet of Things. Again, very familiar from in Milwaukee. And yeah, TJ Coker, who is probably one of the most future-looking people in the CFESA realm or in the industry, was talking about that. And yeah, while the same concerns over who owns what in data, but they really think that it'll really help out, and having the data sets from manufacturers, knowing how the machines are used, to be able to predict when they not work, or for service companies as well within their customers areas. It would be very helpful if they have the capability to diagnose it ahead of time, and then it's a first time fix when they come over. They know that some of those, let's say maybe 30 minutes into the kitchen, you're troubleshooting for rather basic stuff, right? Like before you determine that, oh, it's a gas valve that's
Correct.
broken.
Or
So
even remotely, right? From a diagnostic perspective,
yeah,
you can remotely diagnose it and see if it just needs a reset. You don't even need to have a technician sent over, right? Just
exactly, yeah.
yeah,
From telemetry and everything. They're doing that with computers already and servers, right?
correct.
Don't see why we can't do that with your gas burner and your boilers and everything to that extent. So yeah, that was very insightful as far as that was concerned. So that was the highlight of the Monday. And then finally on Tuesday, we talked about the EOS phase 2. So phase 1 was talked about last year. EOS is the entrepreneurial operating system, which is kind of very familiar to our scale up, kind of like what we're doing with OKRs and BHAGs and scoreboards and all of that. So again, really, it resonated because this was about how these commercial food equipment companies can be equipped to be more successful. And that's one of the things that we're actually working on and have been in talks with CFESA about, because we want to really provide our expertise and our help. While CFESA has been very focused, and they've been really great at training technicians, right, at doing what they're doing, right, bringing up young professionals and going to the grassroots and developing trade schools and community colleges to really have an influx of technicians to address the shortages. But one of the things that we need to be mindful of is the business fundamentals. So a lot of our CFESA members are family-owned businesses, and a lot of them are from technicians who have elevated their game and have moved up to the entrepreneurial stage. And it's been phenomenal and admirable as to how they can get there. But when you add in the mix of repeatability and scaling up and moving to bigger and better things, there are pains with integration, and so they need help with that. And that's what we want to address, that we are the integration engine for you to get you going. And whether that end result for your family-owned business is you want to acquire other businesses and grow out of your county and go into the region, or go into the statewide, or go national even, then you'll be ready for it, right? Or if you want to eventually make an exit and spend the rest of your life in the beach, hurricane free, then somewhere in somewhere in Boracay in the Philippines, then it will give you the capability to exit and really get the most bang for your buck for your business, because you've grown that for decades and you deserve everything out of that. So yeah, that was essentially the gist of that EOS session. And then lastly, on that Tuesday, we talked about again, AI. We had a gentleman, Zach Cass, who is an AI advisor. He's a keynote speaker. He's a futurist. He is a visionary as far as it's concerned. And talked about the trends and how it's accelerating. AI is actually like it's like a hockey stick when it moves up, because you're getting the data sets and you're letting the machine learn with the data we have. But as it collects more data and finds the trends, then the learning just accelerates pretty much. So it's really the future of it. AI essentially is not probably not what we envision as we'll have robot servants, we'll have Terminators or Skynet come down on us. But it's essentially like kind of like when computing was invented, right? Computers were invented and they just sped up calculations and stuff like that. So in the same way, the AI models are aiding us as far as that's concerned. So and then I talked about the elections earlier. So a bunch of newly elected. We have a new President Steve Slider of Commercial Parts up in Ohio was elected as our new president, and Nick Cribb, our partner and friend, is now past president but still very active. He's really steered CFESA into the future. One of the things that of his legacy was bringing CFESA to the global stage, right? By going into Europe. He's worked with some of the associations in UK and Germany, and CFESA is now impacting those countries as well and bringing it forward. And another director and our friend George is also instrumental in that as well. So Steve Slider is the new president, and we also have two new vice presidents. Actually, one new vice president. TJ Coker was reelected as vice president, and then we also have Robert Harris of SmartCare, who has been instrumental and phenomenal in training. Very inspirational guy, because he was a technician also prior and started from that over in Indiana, the Hoosier state, and has moved up. And so board of directors. as you know, Loretta Miller was elected.
Woohoo!
Shout
Org-
out and congratulations. Um,
Congratulations, Loretta.
all I mean, I've never seen anyone with so much heart and so much hard work
Yes.
put into it. She was definitely, up there working with the team on it. Nathan Miller got reelected to the board. Josh Zolan, our guy from
Right.
Arizona.
Yes, Mr.
That's
Josh Nolan.
yeah, right. Brian Van Note's still on the board. I think his term still ends next year. He's also our partner over there, so it's great to see him there in the board as well. So yeah, I may be missing out on a couple of others there, but yeah, Robert, of course, I mean George Robert Smith is still there as well on the board. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff going on, and that was wrapped up with some awards with the black tie gala.
I see
And
that award. You were holding on to a. Was that
yes,
yours?
I was holding on to a award of my friend Rod Berger from Hoshizaki. Rod Berger,
Yes.
who works with Brad Powell, our my
Brad.
brother from another mother, Brad from the south, my brother from a southern mother. So, yeah, was over there was we had some great moments. But Rod Berger was given the award for working as a industry partner. So he as you know Hoshizaki is a manufacturer and Rod leads the technical support team over at Hoshizaki. So it's been phenomenal how they've worked with commercial equipment service companies and those ice machines and those refrigerators, right? As how it goes. So yeah, pretty much that was it. For field notes, it was chock full 3 days of activities, but yeah, I hope I was able to catch you and give you that vicarious experience, while you were relaxing in sunny California.
It wasn't relaxing, but thank you. I appreciate it. And, sharing also the pictures and all that and the download. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Mitch. We're looking forward to the next CFESA event.
No, absolutely. The next CFESA event will be in Arizona, actually, so it's much nearer to you. And it will be in October, so it won't be in the sweltering heat of July like the last time we were there. Instead of 118 degrees, it'll probably be 117 instead. But yeah, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, I hear Arizona's in the 80s or 90s in October, so yeah, it shouldn't be that bad. But yeah, otherwise that's a wrap. And again, thank you for joining me on the field notes from the CFESA Annual Conference. But if anything else comes up, make your days great and have a great day, y'alls.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, Loretta said hi here. Congratulations, Loretta.
Congratulations.
And see you around soon. Bye.
Bye.